Hi, I promised that I had seen two films yesterday. Here is the other one. It's Laurel and Hardy's Jitterbugs from 1943. And unfortunately, it's one of the later Laurel and Hardy films. If you weren't aware of their story, they'd spent their entire career since teaming up until 1940 at Hal Roach Studios, which was an independent studio with a separate distribution deal. After 1940, they decided that to move to 20th Century Fox, where they thought they'd be able to get a better deal, better contract, more money, and more freedom, as well as having the resources of an entire huge studio behind them. This was not the case. What actually happened was 20th Century Fox just used them as contract players, shoved them into a string of very dull, uninteresting B pictures as comic relief, even though they were top billed. And Jitterbugs is another of those. It starts with Laurel and Hardy as touring jazz musicians, playing swing music, wearing zoot suits, and looking just completely wrong. It's not Laurel and Hardy. And then they get involved with a scamster who is selling pills that can turn water into gasoline, because the movie was made in 1943 and gasoline was rationed in the United States. And they get run out of town, but there's a girl, and she's been swindled out of money by a criminal gang, and the conman decides to try and take on the criminal gang and get her money back, and ropes in Stan and Ollie to help. And it winds up with Stan having to dress up in drag and pretending to invest in a stage show, and we get several musical numbers. And the film is an hour and 11 minutes. And that's a reasonable length for a Laurel and Hardy feature, because a lot of them were barely an hour long, which is fine, because that's how long they need to be. But Jitterbugs really drags, because there's so much unnecessary guff. There's the criminal plot, there's the love story, there's the musical numbers, none of which have anything to do with Laurel and Hardy. People went to see a Laurel and Hardy movie for Laurel and Hardy, not for forgettable, largely unknown supporting players in a dull, uninteresting plot. I want to see amusing antics, witty wordplay, and entertaining buddy comedy. And Jitterbugs is fairly typical in the later 20th Century Fox years, which would wind up being their swan song as filmmakers, in that it does not resemble the work that they are best known for. It was not successful, it is not highly regarded today, and no one's bloody heard of it.